Grease may have captured the carefree spirit of the 1950s, with its infectious music and electrifying performances, but for many of the stars who brought this iconic film to life, reality was far darker. In this gripping video, we delve into the shocking and tragic fates of 15 beloved cast members, whose lives were cut short by illness, accidents, and even mysterious circumstances. From leading stars to cherished supporting actors, these heartbreaking stories reveal a side of Hollywood fame rarely seen by fans. Join us as we pay tribute to their legacies and uncover the haunting truths behind their untimely deaths. Joan Blondell as Vi. Joan Blondell portrayed Vi, the warm-hearted and motherly waitress at the Frosty Palace, always ready with a kind word, a comforting smile, and a sense of understanding for the teenagers who flocked to the diner in Greece. Vi's character embodied a sense of community, offering warmth and care to those around her. In many ways, Joan Blondell herself was a reflection of this kindness and vibrancy, having spent decades lighting up the silver screen with her lively presence. However, beneath that vibrant exterior, Joan faced a painful battle with leukemia. Diagnosed in the final years of her life, Joan Blondell, much like her character Vi, continued to show strength and resilience. Even as her health deteriorated, she remained gracious and committed to her work, hiding her pain behind the same smile that Vi would offer to customers at the Frosty Palace. In 1979, Joan's condition worsened as the leukemia advanced, sapping her strength. She faced her illness with quiet dignity, much like how Vi would have comforted her young patrons in difficult times. On December 25, 1979, at the age of 73, Joan Blondell passed away from leukemia, just a year after her performance in Grease. Jeff Conway as Keni Murdoch. Keni Murdoch, the tough, swaggering greaser with a rebellious heart, was brought to life by Jeff Conway. Just as Keni's bravado often masked vulnerability, Jeff's life was one of hidden struggles and pain beneath the surface. Keni was fiercely loyal, especially to his friends, but behind the scenes, Jeff Conway's personal battle with addiction took a heavy toll on his life. Early in his career, Jeff's addiction to painkillers, stemming from a back injury, mirrored Keni's tough exterior cracking under pressure. As the years passed, Jeff's health declined rapidly, much like Keni's softer, more sensitive side emerging in Grease, especially in his relationship with Rizzo. Despite attempts to get clean, including stints on celebrity rehab, Jeff's body had been ravaged by years of substance abuse. In May 2011, he was found unconscious, suffering from pneumonia and sepsis, conditions worsened by his weakened state. His health, already fragile, could no longer withstand the complications, and on May 27, 2011, at the age of 60, Jeff Conway passed away after being taken off life support. Eve Arden as Principal McGee. Principal McGee, portrayed by the legendary Eve Arden, ruled Rydell High with a mixture of humor and no-nonsense authority. Much like her character, Eve was sharp-witted and had an air of command about her, effortlessly taking charge in any situation. As Principal McGee guided the unruly students of Rydell, Eve Arden guided audiences through decades of entertainment with her signature humor and grace. However, as her years in Hollywood continued, Eve, like many, began to face the inevitable struggles of aging. Behind her composed exterior, she dealt with mounting health issues, particularly heart disease. Even as her health deteriorated, much like Principal McGee keeping Rydell running smoothly amid the chaos of teenage antics, Eve remained professional, continuing to act well into her later years. But by the late 1980s, her condition worsened, and her strong heart could no longer bear the strain. On November 12, 1990, at the age of 82, Eve Arden passed away from heart failure. Olivia Newton-John as Sandy Olsen. Sandy Olsen, portrayed by Olivia Newton-John, is remembered as the innocent, sweet-natured Australian girl who blossomed into a confident, assertive young woman by the end of Grease. Her transformation, from shy and demure to bold and fearless, mirrored Olivia's own journey in life, one defined by strength and resilience in the face of tremendous hardship. In 1992, Olivia's own battle began when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, shocking fans who saw her as the embodiment of health and vitality. Just as Sandy embraced change and challenge, Olivia tackled her illness head-on, undergoing a mastectomy and chemotherapy while publicly becoming an advocate for cancer awareness. But, like Sandy's internal strength, Olivia's battle was far from over. In 2013, the cancer returned, spreading to her shoulder, but Olivia faced this recurrence with the same determination her character showed in the iconic finale of Grease. However, in 2017, when the cancer metastasized to her spine, it became clear that this final battle would be her most difficult yet. Through unimaginable pain, Olivia maintained her grace and poise, embodying the unshakable spirit that made Sandy such a beloved character. As her health deteriorated, Olivia's fight grew more difficult, but she continued to inspire with her advocacy, never losing hope. On August 8, 2022, at the age of 73, Olivia Newton-John passed away after her long, brave fight. Ed Burns as Vince Fontaine. Vince Fontaine, the slick, charismatic television dance show host, was brought to life by Ed Burns, whose charm and easygoing demeanor made him the perfect fit for the role. Vince, always the center of attention, knew how to work a crowd, effortlessly blending smooth talk with quick wit. Ed Burns himself carried much of that charm throughout his career, becoming a household name in television and film during his prime. However, as Vince Fontaine thrived in the spotlight, Ed's later years were marked by a quieter chapter, facing the natural challenges of aging. Unlike the energetic Vince, who could dance his way through any event, Ed's final years saw him slowing down, as age and natural health issues began to take their toll. By the time he reached his late 80s, Burns had gracefully accepted the changes that came with aging, and though he may have moved at a slower pace, his wit and charm remained intact, much like Vince's ability to captivate a room. On January 8, 2020, Ed Burns passed away at the age of 87 due to natural causes. Sid Caesar as Coach Calhoun. Coach Calhoun, played by the legendary Sid Caesar, was the heart and soul of Rydell High's athletic department. His unwavering enthusiasm and endless encouragement made him a beloved figure among the students, always pushing them to be their best both on and off the field. Sid Caesar, much like his character, was a giant in the entertainment world, known for his brilliance in comedy and his decades-long career. Yet, as time passed, Sid's once boundless energy, so reminiscent of Coach Calhoun's pep and positivity, began to wane, and in his later years, Sid Caesar faced the inevitable decline of age, though he remained sharp and witty, much like the coach who could still motivate his team no matter the circumstances. Even as his body aged, Caesar retained the same enthusiasm that Coach Calhoun embodied, always eager to entertain and bring joy to others. On February 12, 2014, Sid Caesar passed away peacefully at the age of 91 due to natural causes. Alice Ghostly as Mrs. Murdoch. Alice Ghostly brought to life Mrs. Murdoch, the quirky and scatterbrained shop teacher at Rydell High in Greece. Mrs. Murdoch, with her endearing absent-mindedness and eccentric personality, added a layer of humor to the film, often getting a laugh with her awkward but sincere efforts to help the students. Alice herself was known for her impeccable comedic timing and quirky characters, which made her a beloved figure in Hollywood. However, behind the laughs and the smiles, Alice's life was marked by a long battle with health complications. Diagnosed with colon cancer in her later years, Alice Ghostly faced her illness with quiet strength, much like how Mrs. Murdoch might have faced a problem in her shop class, perhaps with a bit of confusion but always with determination. Even as her health deteriorated and she suffered a series of strokes, Ghostly maintained her unique charm and wit, much like the unwavering eccentricity of Mrs. Murdoch. Her cancer advanced in her final years, leaving her weaker and more fragile. Yet, just like Mrs. Murdoch's unyielding spirit to carry on despite her scattered nature, Alice remained resilient. She passed away on September 21, 2007, at the age of 84. Dodie Goodman as Blanche. Dodie Goodman portrayed Blanche, the zany, high-pitched, and lovable secretary at Rydell High. Blanche, with her frantic energy and clumsy but well-meaning assistance to Principal McGee, was a character that brought smiles and laughter to every scene. Dodie's portrayal of Blanche, with her enthusiastic yet chaotic nature, made her one of the more memorable comedic highlights of Greece. Dodie Goodman herself carried much of that energy and joy throughout her long life. However, as she aged, her health began to decline, and the zany, vivacious woman who had once brought Blanche to life slowly began to quiet. In her final years, she faced the natural ravages of aging, but like Blanche, who always found a way to bounce back from her mishaps, Dodie maintained a playful spirit well into her 90s. On June 22, 2008, Dodie Goodman passed away peacefully at the age of 93 due to natural causes. Susan Buckner as Patty Simcox. Susan Buckner's portrayal of Patty Simcox, the overly enthusiastic and perky cheerleader at Rydell High, brought an energy and exuberance that perfectly captured the all-American high school spirit. Patty was always brimming with school pride, eager to participate in every event, and endlessly cheerful, often to the irritation of her more laid-back classmates. Susan embodied Patty's high energy with enthusiasm, making her character a standout in the film's ensemble cast. However, much like her character's relentless optimism, Susan faced her own struggles later in life. As time passed, she experienced declining health, although she kept her personal challenges out of the public eye. In her final years, Susan continued to be a beloved figure among Grease fans, but privately she dealt with health issues that grew more serious with time. May 2, 2024, Susan Buckner passed away at the age of 72. Dick Patterson as Mr. Rudy. Dick Patterson brought to life Mr. Rudy, the strict no-nonsense math teacher at Rydell High in Greece. Mr. Rudy was known for his dedication to ensuring his students' academic success, often stern but always with their best interests at heart. Patterson's portrayal gave a sense of discipline amidst the carefree antics of the students. His character embodied structure in an otherwise chaotic school environment, a fitting role for an actor with a background in both comedy and musical theater. Patterson himself lived a life of versatility and skill, but in the years leading up to his death, he faced significant health challenges. Although the exact details of his illness remained private, Patterson's decline was slow, much like the gradual unraveling of Mr. Rudy's well-maintained control over his classroom. His friends and family watched as his strength diminished, but even in his final days, Patterson carried the same dignity that he had brought to his roles. On September 20, 1999, Dick Patterson passed away at the age of 70. Daryl Zwilling as Mr. Lynch. Daryl Zwilling's portrayal of Mr. Lynch, the bumbling and somewhat clueless assistant principal in Greece, brought levity and humor to the school setting. Mr. Lynch often found himself in awkward situations, adding comedic moments to the film's overall light-hearted atmosphere. Zwilling's talent as a character actor shone through in his portrayal of this hapless yet lovable figure of authority. In his later years, Zwilling's health began to fade. Though the exact nature of his illness remained undisclosed, his decline was gradual, mirroring the bumbling character of Mr. Lynch, someone who always seemed slightly out of step but endearing nonetheless. As his health worsened, Zwilling, like many aging actors, retreated from the public eye. His passing on April 11, 2014, at the age of 85, marked the quiet end of a long and distinguished career in both film and television. Though the causes of his death were not made public, one can imagine the slow decline, much like Mr. Lynch's ongoing missteps, eventually leading to a peaceful farewell. Annette Charles as Cha-Cha de Gregorio. Annette Charles lit up the screen as Cha-Cha de Gregorio, the bold and confident dancer who stole the spotlight at the Rydell High dance-off in Greece. Cha-Cha was fiery, unafraid to show off her impressive moves, and her magnetic personality left an unforgettable impression. Charles's portrayal of Cha-Cha embodied strength and vivacity, a true reflection of the actress herself, who was known for her accomplished work in both acting and dancing. However, Charles's health took a tragic turn in the final years of her life. Diagnosed with lung cancer, she fought bravely against the disease. In the beginning, she still carried the same fire that made her so captivating on screen, determined to keep dancing despite the shadows of illness. But as the cancer progressed, it became harder for her to maintain the energy that had once defined her career. Each stage of her illness sapped her strength, but like Cha-Cha, she refused to back down without a fight. As the disease advanced, Charles faced the inevitable with grace. The once vibrant dancer found herself unable to move as she once did, her body weakened by the cancer that spread through her lungs. On August 3, 2011, at the age of 63, Annette Charles passed away. Dennis Stewart as Leo Craterface Balmudo. Dennis Stewart portrayed Leo Craterface Balmudo, the tough and intimidating leader of the Scorpions, in Greece. Leo was the classic bad boy, always looking for trouble and frequently clashing with Danny Zuko and the T-Birds. Stewart's portrayal of Leo was menacing yet charismatic, capturing the essence of a rival gang leader who exuded confidence and danger. His leather jacket and sneer became iconic, and though his character was antagonistic, Stewart imbued Leo with an underlying charm that made him a memorable villain. However, Stewart's personal life took a tragic turn as he battled a devastating illness. In the late 1980s, he was diagnosed with HIV, a time when AIDS carried an enormous stigma and limited treatment options. As the disease progressed, his health deteriorated rapidly. The once strong and imposing actor found himself growing weaker, much like his character Leo, who always seemed indomitable but had vulnerabilities lurking beneath the surface. Stewart continued to fight, much like his on-screen persona, but the illness took its toll. By 1994, Stewart's battle with AIDS had advanced to a point where his body could no longer fight off the complications. His final days were marked by the ravages of the illness, a heartbreaking contrast to the strong, fierce persona he portrayed on screen. Dennis Stewart passed away on April 20, 1994, at the age of 46, leaving behind a legacy that was cut far too short. Wendy Jo Sperber as dancer. Wendy Jo Sperber may have had a minor role as a dancer in Greece, but her vibrant energy was unmistakable in the film's lively dance scenes. Spyder, known for her incredible comedic timing and infectious spirit, brought an extra layer of enthusiasm to the film's musical moments. She was not just a background character but an essential part of the lively high-energy atmosphere that made Grease so beloved. Spyder's career continued to flourish after Grease, but in 1997, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Her battle with the disease was long and grueling, lasting 8 years. Through it all, she maintained the same infectious optimism that had endeared her to fans. Despite undergoing treatments, the cancer spread, and Spyder faced the realities of the illness with both courage and humor, much like her on-screen persona, who always found a way to bring lightness to every situation. As the cancer advanced, Spyder's body weakened, but her spirit remained strong. She continued to work, advocate for cancer awareness, and bring joy to those around her. On November 29, 2005, at the age of 47, Spyder lost her battle with breast cancer. What do you think about the deaths of the actors in Grease, and who do you miss the most among them? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to see the latest videos.